Summers is a former communications director for Senator Harry Reid, and he joins us tonight. John, thanks a lot for coming on.
You bet.
So they're telling us there's no crisis at all at the border. But I guess my question is, how would they know that, since I don't think anybody knows how many people are here illegally in this country? I see estimates from credible sources that go from 11 to 22 million. That's a spread of 11 million people. So if we don't really know how many people are here, how can we say there's no crisis?
Well, and I think you raise a good point. There is a crisis, but that doesn't necessarily rise to the occasion of a national emergency. A national emergency is a very different thing, and that's not where we are. If you want to talk about national emergencies, you might talk about gun violence, where we have 35,000 Americans die each year because of that. That's not what we're seeing on the southern border. That doesn't mean we shouldn't address border security, and a wall can be part of it. We already know there are parts of a wall down there that were there long before Trump, including on the border of California, right? So we know that parts of a wall already exist, and if that needs to be an element of a more comprehensive border security plan, then I think that's good. I think one thing that we often forget, though, is that the majority of these people who are here illegally are here because of overstayed visas, not because they're pouring in through the southern border.
But hold on, wait. We say this, we make these generalizations. I probably have too, but we don't have any idea. If there's a spread of 11 million in the credible estimates as to the number of how many there are, and what we're really saying is we don't know anything at all about over 10 million people who live within our borders. Many of whom are using fake federal documents, fake Social Security numbers and fake federal. That's a felony in every case. It's a felony. So first question. If I go to a bank and use a fake federal document, a fake Social Security number, should I be charged for that, or is that okay?
I think you should definitely be charged.
Well, then why aren't we charging the people who are doing it?
That's not what we're talking about right now. Well, that's not what the president is talking about.
Okay, no, look, I'm not here to defend Trump. I'm just here to state the obvious, which is this is a crisis. So if you're saying that I should be charged with a felony for using a fake federal document, and yet we have evidence that over 10 million people are doing that, but they shouldn't be charged. How does that work exactly? And what message does that send to the rest of us?
I don't know that people are saying that anyone who commits a felony shouldn't be charged. I don't know where you're getting at.
Well, I'm getting it because, well, hold on.
What we need to
have you heard is there a single Democrat you're aware of? We know that some massive number of people are using fake federal documents right now, fake Social Security numbers, to work in this country. If I did that, you just agreed it's a felony and I should be charged. They're doing it, and no one has even considered charging them. So what we're looking at is a two-tiered system where the illegal foreign citizens get to commit the crime, but I don't as an American citizen and taxpayer. What message do you think that sends to Americans?
Well, again, everyone who commits a felony should be charged with that felony, and they should be afforded due process. I don't know how a wall is going to be the one and only thing that's going to stop what you're talking about.
Anybody who's saying it's the one and only
thing. What do you think ought to be done to actually prevent this issue with overstayed visas?
How about we round up every single person who we think is here illegally and find out if they're committing the felony that we're talking about now, using a fake Social Security number? Would you be for that? You just said I should be charged for doing it, but you're not for charging them for doing that. So I just want you to explain that to me.
If you're caught in the act of doing it, then yeah, obviously you should be held accountable.
But what if I do it and I'm wait a second.
That's way different from going around and doing roundups.
Wait a second, John. Now you're changing.
You're talking about doing a roundup.
Wait, hold on. I asked you, should I be charged as an American citizen if I use a fake Social Security number? And you said, well, of course it's a felony. But now you're telling me that foreign nationals should not be charged unless they're caught in the act.
You said, should we go out and round them all up? That's a very different thing
we know
from
that
catching someone when they're actually doing it.
Their presence in our job market is prima facie evidence that they're committing that felony. And yet we're not doing anything about it because we don't care. We think it's okay. We're willing to offer them sanctuary in various cities, but we're not willing to offer American citizens the same sanctuary. Do you see this as corroding our country?
So everything that you're talking about is exactly why we need to have more comprehensive immigration reform and not do this whole thing where we're shutting down the government, damaging our economy,
wait a second.
800,000 people who aren't being paid for one wall, which is nothing more than an ego project for the president.
Okay, I get the talking points, but I'm just saying...
No, it's not a talking point. It's reality.
When you describe what's actually happening right now in the country, does it sound a little bit more like a crisis? Let's take Trump out of this and even the wall out of it. Does it sound like a crisis to you? We have no idea who's here. Over 10 million people, we don't know anything about them. And after 9/11, the lesson was we need to know who's here, right? I thought that was the lesson. But we know that they're here, some huge number, and they're committing felonies, and nobody's doing anything about it, but that's not a crisis because why?
I think it is one of many crises that we face in this country that absolutely should be addressed. Republicans and Democrats should work together in order to do that. But it starts with the president. The president has got to be willing to work on a total comprehensive immigration reform package, not just one element of it.
Can you name one Democrat running for president right now who sees this as a crisis, who's upset about it, who thinks this is corroding the bargain that the government has with its citizens, which is, follow the law and we'll all kind of get along?
Every Democrat I know
sees this as a crisis.
Every Democrat I know believes we need to have strong, secure borders, that we need immigration reform that's tough on people who break the law, that's fair to taxpayers, and that's practical.
Can you name one who thinks that we should prosecute illegal aliens for using fake federal documents?
I don't know of any one of them who have had that question posed to them in the
so
first
all
place.
the soothing language, like, oh, whatever. It's like no one even thinks about, what does that mean? All these people are living here. We have no freaking idea who they are, how they got here, what they're doing. By definition, we don't know. And that's totally cool.
I don't think anyone's saying that's totally cool.
Yeah, everyone's saying
but I don't think anyone, no, that's not any of all those clips that you just ran. None of them said, oh, there's nothing going on. There's not a crisis.
There's a sign in front of the White House right now.
It doesn't rise to the level of national
like angry
emergency.
rich people from Northwest D.C. put a big sign, fake crisis. Okay. John, great to see you.
You too.
Thank you.